Drop a bomb, 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 bomb.
Back with a vengeance. KG's back with an entrance. Big up to those in attendance.
Look at this.
Reds come together like Tetris. No rules, this one's reckless. KG, this one's crazy.
You're too look at this.
None can compare with the KG Don. Better take cover when he drops that.
Bomb,
Going on reckless, trust it's on. It's that time when he drops that.
Bomb, bomb. I said drop a bomb, Dad.
Yo. Big reveal, people. I'm sorry that you was expecting somebody else, but our reckless leader could not be here today. So he gave me the keys to the thing, so that we can still proceed with 5 things deep tonight. But you know what? I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to need some help for tonight. So I brought in my special friend. Everybody should know him from Football Power Hour. You know his name. Everybody, welcome.
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm happy. I got a co-host for this evening, people. And you know what? We're going to go through the 5 things deep because you know what? It was a shameless performance. And it was totally unacceptable. Yes. And people, you know what? I can't get into it enough, bro. I can't get into it enough that what we saw today was shameless. Shameless from start to finish. Well, from at least halfway through the first half to the end was total rubbish. Yeah. And I can't stress to you enough that it feels like it's the same old thing again from last season that's rearing its ugly head. Yeah. All we're seeing is lazy football, people not listening to the manager, and the shape falling apart halfway through the game. And I tell you, this is disgusting. Yeah. But look, let's run through the 5 things deep anyway. Let's go from the top, people. Yeah. So today, first thing deep, let's start on a good note, at least for me anyway. This guy.
Yes. Oof.
This guy played well.
Andre Onana.
Bro, I thought, listen, at one point he was playing at right back. He told my man, hold down the goalkeeper position, yeah? And he was playing right back. Did you see the ball that he passed through over to, was it Rashford? No.
Garnacho.
Over to Garnacho, sorry, yeah. It was a beautiful ball, bro. And I'm like, bro, he can literally adapt our game. But I think the actual out team isn't ready for it. Most of our team ain't ready for what he can do.
I totally agree with you. He's got that passing ability that's Pogba-esque / Paul Scholes-esque that we haven't seen that kind of switch of play in a long time. And Andre Onana, we need to figure out how to utilize and maximize his strength because right now we have not done that. We saw versus Wolves, I think 2 or 3 times he pinged the ball to Garnacho as well. And then from there, you know what? We just lost possession. It led to a moment where we just look like we're not knowing what we're doing. So in training, we have to become better at that and utilize his strength. The whiteboarding right now, Mark. There were no triangles.
There was no need for whiteboard today. No need for whiteboard today.
Exactly. That was the thing deep on Onana.
Yeah, to be honest, Onana was the one shining light in the whole thing, if I'm being honest with you, Apart from him, I can't really... Who else do you think you could pick out that did anything well?
I feel like Garnacho did okay. I think like Garnacho did okay. He needs to learn. The next step in his game is figuring out how to become a starter and how to actually, recycle the ball and not always take people on, but pick your moments and, so that your moments have precision. They have, a little bit of tact in them. And Garnacho, he's a bright talent, but like right now it feels like we need to go back to super sub settings with him, Well,
you know what? I'll tell you what, something, He still seems like he could be a very good impact player, but right now, I don't know who I'd rather see starting, Sancho or Garnacho, or do I want actually, I want Rashford to go back to the left, actually. You might as well start Martial until he breaks. Why are we not using Martial until he breaks? I don't care. Use Martial until he breaks, right? Anyway,
Use
listen,
Martial till he breaks. I like it. I like
use him
it.
till he breaks, fam. We might as well. You know what? All right, that was the first thing deep, yeah? Let's
Yes.
get into the second thing deep. And people, please excuse the numbers, yeah? Like I said, this was an improv show. So let me just tell you, the second thing deep is this guy,
Yeah.
even though it says number 5, yeah? Right.
Yes.
Right. Bruno Fernandez, people. Bruno Fernandez. Oh my God. Oh my God, Bruno. I don't even know where to start with Bruno. Ah, that's where we start with Bruno. Yeah, because I tell you, oh my God, it's, like I said, people, for the very first 30 minutes or so of the game, we were playing good. I was like I was saying to Bots earlier, yeah, I actually, because KG asked me to do the show today, yeah, I was writing down 5 things deep from early, people. Yeah, I had my notepad down from the start of the game, right? And I was like, okay, Onana can play right back. That was one of my things I wrote down as a joke. I thought Bruno was down on my thing as like, oh, he was on smoke today for the and then oh my God, I had to scribble that out and put Bruno was shit. Yeah, just gave the ball. He done about 4 or 5 good things. It's starting to feel like Moments FC again, bro. Like I was talking to one of my old brethren and he was telling me like, bro, hold on a second. Are you sure Ollie still ain't managing your team? Yeah, because
Yes.
the way that you guys are just trying to create for moments and nothing's actually happening, your style of play looked good in the first bit of this match, but then it just all disappeared. What's your thoughts on that?
So my thing with Bruno, yeah, it goes down to the fact that like he's one of those people that's like, today I just didn't understand why Ten Hag, there was a short moment where he played on the right and you're wondering, what is Bruno doing on the right? And yes, Figaro, this is KG from Tesco. I got the and it's off, because KG is always turns off. so anyway, so with Bruno Fernandez, like he's a little bit like why are we he should have buried that header first of all, right? And then the thing is we're crossing at really the weirdest, oddest moments when Sancho and Christian Eriksen is in the box. We're trying to cross an aerial ball to Sancho and tell me one moment when these guys ever scored a header. I can't even remember Sancho header ever. Not even from the Dortmund clips. If there is, maybe, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make sense. Some of the attacking plays, I can't even figure out what is our attacking pattern. What is our style of play? What is our identity?
No, bro.
Exactly, Kanye. Exactly. Yes.
No, at the beginning, bro, I saw a style of play. Like I said, you know what? I was talking to you earlier before, and I was saying that it reminds me of when Ragnick first took over, and we had that first 15 minutes against Crystal Palace where we were just, we were 100% following everything Ragnick was saying, and then after that, people just lost their heads. People just lost their heads, and the same thing we saw today. After things went their way, after they missed the shots, because can't say we weren't creating chances from what we were doing. We were creating chances. When they put up a graphic on the screen, it said that we had taken 12 shots and they're taking. We're taking 14 shots and they're taking 7.
14,
And we had the same amount on target, 3 each. That makes no sense. We can't convert nothing. People ain't finishing their food, fam. All they got to do is put that ball in the back of the net. And that's why I'm saying just use Martial until he's broke up. You might as well.
Yes. Yeah? Yes, sir. I agree with that. All right. What's the next thing deep then?
You know what? All right. Third thing deep. Okay. You kind of pushed me to go to that one. I kind of wanted to dig into him a little bit more, but it's all right.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. No, it's really for me also the thing with Bruno. If you wanna one more thing on Bruno that I actually wanted to say is, brother, like that free kick. I was shouting for Eriksen to take the free kick, bro. Eriksen is so much. I don't know why. It feels like the captain, the armband is a little. I don't know if he washed it before. it's Maguire heavy. It's got the weight. There's something about it, that's not, it's not right, brother.
For me, Bruno seems to be like maybe the stress of Man United is weighing too hard on everybody, bro. Because it seems like it crushes everybody's souls after about 25 minutes, bro. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It crushes me.
You know,
But anyway, all right. But I hope he picks it up, because the whole thing is like they need to figure out the chemistry, because the chemistry between Bruno and Mount is not there. And right now, you know what's crazy about this? It feels like Mason Mount is a Bruno Jr. and Garnacho is a Rashford Jr. And we have a team of juniors, fam. You know what I mean? You know, like Bruno is in spaces that Mount is supposed to be in, and they haven't really like figured out that chemistry, and the formation is not formationing, man. It's not right. I don't trust the process right now.
The only thing that is processing, yeah, is the wings. Yeah, if you notice the wings and the overlapping, I noticed a lot of that today. That was working very well, but I don't think he's figured out what to do with the middle yet. We've got so much attacking force in the middle, and we're not using it properly. People don't know when to run forward when it comes to like Onana picking the ball over and stuff like that, you know. And I don't think Rashford just can't play through the middle anyway. But that's something else we'll talk about. You know what? We'll stop there on that one. Anyway. That was the second thing, deep people. Moving on swiftly. Yeah, we don't have a picture for this guy. But you know what? But tell us what your third thing, deep, is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, should we just go straight into? The fact that, like, so Facundo Pellistri, my question to Ten Hag is, what has Facundo Pellistri done to you, Eric? You know, this boy deserves minutes, man. The moment he came in, you could see that he's actually, you know, he was a threat. You know, like we have Garnacho, who can be a threat on the left, and why can we have a game where we have Pellistri and Garnacho as well, or Rashford and Pellistri, you know, on both flanks? Because, you know, last season he showed that he can also be an impact sub, Joe. He showed that, like, if you give him the chance, he can take it. He's very dynamic and direct, and he forces things to happen. So he nearly had a moment where it was almost a penalty, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying Facundo deserves more time. Eric, free Facundo.
It's a big word. You're not dropping a bomb for yourself, bro. You didn't drop a bomb for that one.
It was a mental bomb.
Yeah, let me tell you something, bro. You know, honestly, free Pellistri still, because you know what? Anthony ain't doing much either, is he? What is he doing on the right? He ain't doing that much. You know what I would love to see, bro? Like I said, put Rashford back on the left, because you know what? He actually does something when he plays there, innit? Yeah. Try Pellistri. Why not start Pellistri? Because I know he looked a little bit weak last week against Wolves, but Wolves is a physical team, innit? They were bullying. They were bullying Facundo. They were bullying. Garnacho. Like he couldn't get past there. Like, right back in it. So I tell you this right now. Them kids are kids. So one day they might be on it. The next day they might not. They might be able to get around somebody this day. They might not be able to get around somebody other day. It's a learning process for them, innit? But at the same time, you're going to see sparks of genius from them certain times. And I think I'd rather start someone and take them off if they're not doing well, especially if they're showing signs of promise. So yeah, I agree with you. Free Pellistri. Might as well start the next match to see how it works.
Pellistri over Anthony, baby. Like, come on now. Like, Pellistri, like, right now, I'm actually wondering, bro, Anthony, you're in your make or break season. You have to take the chance now. You have to make sure that you start contributing, you know? And right now, Anthony's flopping all them chances. You know, he's like, he does skills that, you know, look okay, look good. And then from there, you know, he has to go back a couple of yards because, like, you know, there's nothing actually productive about his dribbles. We need dribbles with productivity. We need outcome, Anthony. You know, it's getting harder and harder to defend him. It's just match day 2. It's just match day 2. And at the same time, like the first chance that he had at the beginning, like I think around 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you know, Garnacho made the chance. He passed the ball, you know, to Anthony, squared it. And Anthony kicks it all the way to the stands, row X, fam. Like, what is that? Anthony Dos Santos, someone say, trust the process. My thought was, what's the process?
Hey, let me just answer this right now as well, Zakaria. KG's off filming today, bro, so he had to get somebody in to fill in for him today because we need these 5 things. We had to talk about this rubbish performance, all right, bro? Just to let everybody know, KG's away today, so Had to fill in, all right, people. Had to fill in.
Yes. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button because this is the Reckless Delegates meeting because what's the process right now? It ain't processing right now. So we need to come together. Big up to you, Chelsea Dan. What is he saying? How are drinking them tears and your goalkeeper, Onana, what an average goalkeeper. Nah, Chelsea Dan, you got it all wrong. We don't know how to utilize Onana yet. He's already found, given us key passes that we have not figured out how to, actually make them into bigger, direct chances. We can't keep control of the ball. Garnacho looks frail on the left when he receives that pass from Onana. But, Anthony, back to you. He has to make sure that he gets it together. By the way, we're going to share the link so that, our Reckless Delegates, you can all meet up. We can all hear, we should do that, Joe. Yeah. Anyway, next thing deep.
Because that was the third thing deep. Yeah. So let's get into this one works out quite well because it was already here, people. So don't think this is me doing anything. Don't think this is me doing anything special. Where's the next one? People. What's his name? We all know his name, but right now he can't play the game. Where is he?
Come on.
Where is he?
Come
this
on.
guy, people. Number 4
Come
is...
on, Joe.
Wait for
yes,
it.
You got it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. But you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry. But you know what? It's not about Rashford, really, people. It's about the mentality that runs through this team that I'm talking about right now. Yeah. Number 4, my fourth thing deep is the mentality of this team. We don't seem to be able to. We can't finish our food and we can't finish our games, bro. Yeah. It seems like we always just fade out when it comes to playing a full 90 minutes. Yeah. I don't trust almost any of them. Even, oh God, it was almost embarrassing for Casemiro today how much time what's his name? Basuma broke him up. Yeah. He broke his knees and his ankles like 2 or 3 times in that match, bro. Embarrassment, man. And when we get on the back foot, it's like we can't figure out a way to push forward. I mean, there was a good period in that match where I thought, wow, is it all happening all over again? Is last week really happening again? Like, because we just seemed like all we was doing at one point was defending. I thought, no, we're making Tottenham look like they're Barcelona, bro. They were all over us. Real Madrid, all I saw was white kit flying at us, and I was like, no. What I'll go on, yes, sir. No. But yeah, what do you think, man? What do you think our mentality is right now? Is it?
I mean, the mentality. And back to the mentality of the team is like, it's a little bit, it needs to be woken up. Like, even if we concede a goal, like, I don't see the confidence in the team that, like, we got this. It's Andre Onana oozes that confidence. It's almost like when we concede a goal, like he still gives the presence and calmness that, yo, we got this, So mentality wise from Onana, it's good. Like, there's just like a couple of other key members in the team that are not really bringing in the mentality the way they should, But at the end of the day, it's just match day 2. And I need us to be able to just pick our heads up and be strong, even the moment when we concede that first goal, especially when we're away, Yeah, the Wi-Fi took a little bit of a... the mentality of the Wi-Fi was not...
Bro, I have these issues. If anybody knows me and watched my channel, I've started out with problems, fam, yeah? Oh, by the way, it's a quick plug. Make sure you go check out my channel too, yeah? Backhand Entertainment, people. I'll pin it in the chat. And it's okay for me to do
that. Yes, sir. It's a shameless plug, KG gave us the keys, and KG.
I apologize.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I love how, like, he loves everybody when, like, it's just like bigging up each other is the way to build the community. That's yeah. Anyway, before KG, let's continue with the things. Yeah,
let's go. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the mentality. Did you say everything you wanted to say on the mentality of the team, though?
The mentality of the team needs to be better. We need to be able to have a little bit of a, fight and desire and determination. Even when we go, you saw Liverpool versus was it Bournemouth? If I'm not mistaken, they conceded first, but they still. Big up to you, man. They still we had that mentality in them, you know. The team mentality is one thing, and then what I want to just say also about Rashford, I hope this is the last time we see Rashford as a center forward in the middle. Rashford, please, Ten Hag. Every time Rashford got the ball, he lost it. It doesn't even matter. They didn't even need to double team him anymore. It was just one person just like marking him, and they take the ball away. And you saw Martial. The difference between Rashford and Martial is night and day. Martial receives the ball, calm space. He doesn't even need to do a skill. He just traps the ball and has decided where he wants to pass it to because he's been scanning. You know, Rashford somehow gets in a little bit of a space where, brother, I just don't understand. Like, I'm sorry. I want to unsee the Jose Mourinho take on Rashford when they asked him about playing as a center forward. They said, Jose was like, he can never be a center forward. You know, and that's his limit. He literally said, and Jose is really wrong on things, So yeah, MK, we'll share the link. We're almost done with our things deep. But that's please stop Rashford as a center forward experiment. Please, Ten Hag, stop it. Next one.
Well, you know what? Last thing, deep, bro. This was your one. Fitness. You want to talk about team's fitness. Yeah,
bro. So
15 fitness. I ain't got for this one either, but yeah, 15 fitness.
The fitness is not right now. So here's the thing. Like, I feel like we traveled too much. We spent 50 hours or so traveling on an airplane in the air mileage of Man United. The accumulated air travel miles. KG was on a plane today for a short segment, but like they spent so many hours on a plane, bro, and flying in a really weird planning, of like touring America and going to Edinburgh and it just didn't make sense, And I think, like, for me, I'd rather say less touring and focus on getting the right balance between, training in one place and actually, getting your tactics right, because this whole thing, it's becoming the commercial part of us is killing us. And you can still see it. It's like the guys are still jet lagged, It's like they're still jet lagged. They're still in a different time zone, and they just have to get sharper and fitter. And I don't know. We played versus Everton behind closed doors. I'm wondering if that's gonna is that you know what I mean? Is that also like a negative? Like, Ten Hag needs to find the balance. The fitness team also needs to help out, because there are people that are employed to see where the team fitness level is, and they're not doing the job.
Well, there you have it, people. That was our 5 things deep, yeah? The funny thing is, I don't think fitness should be an issue right now as well, Like, it is an issue in terms of they look tired out there, yeah? A lot of them look leggy, right? But
yeah,
it shouldn't be an issue. Everybody had tour just like us. Everybody was on their pre-season tour just like us. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And we should be better. Right? The way that we're playing right now, it looked like halfway through the match we didn't know each other normal. We looked good in the first bit, but afterwards I really can't just explain to you how bad I felt we looked. We looked terrible. Yeah. It was only when we brought on some of the kids like Palestrian that we started making an attack again right in the end of the game. Like, what use was that right at the end of the game? Make no sense. But you know what, people? I'm going to do what you've all been waiting for. I'm going to drop the link. You people come and have a say as well. All the reference delegates, delegate people. It's been dropped. It's in the chat, people. Let's go. Let's talk to some of these people. What they said. In the meantime, let's run through some of these chats to see what some people have been saying, innit? Yeah? Yes. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just going to say Kumar said, it ain't fitness, it's tactics. Yeah, so obviously saying it's down to Ten Hag. Yeah?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
obviously saying it's down
yeah.
to Ten Hag.
There is that
Um,
question, Joe. It's like because right now it's like is it the tactics or is it the personnel? Because there's something about Ten Hag has a specific system that clearly he's asked the players to do, and they can't execute it. And I'm wondering why are we in the it's the second time, second game, and we're seeing, you know what happened? Postecoglou made changes. He didn't go with the same lineup when they drew versus Brentford, and Ten Hag might have misjudged the game and just went with a but the goal blinded his sight, if you get what I'm saying, because it's like, bro, we drew that game. Onana conceded a penalty and we drew that game versus Wolves. We're on 1 point right now, literally, really, and we somehow just that we're blinded by the 3 points that we got first, and then we were going with this tactics, with this system, and I hope that Ten Hag does not continue this. We're going to get killed by Arsenal and Brighton, brother.
Yeah, Happy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yo, Pat. Okay, listen, I'm going to bring in the first one now, yeah? Yo, everybody, say hello to Pav that don't like Pavard. Go on, Pav.
Yo, what's going on?
Go on, brother.
All right, look, I told you, man, last week. There's questions to be asked about this manager. People in the chat were sitting there slating me, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Hold tight, innit? I said to you last year, before the season ended, this man and his tactics, it was dreadful. The players were dreadful. After that Carabao Cup, it was dreadful. Pre-season, it was dreadful. After maybe one game against Arsenal, which looked all right. This man failed to actually play a full squad of what we wanted to see and what he's using now in pre-season. And then you get beat by a new manager at Wolves last week, and now you get not beaten, but you got tactically outclassed by the Wolves manager last week. And then you got tactically outclassed today by a man who used to manage a team in Australia called Zebras. Like, bruv, what's going on? And I said to you, and I don't want to hear excuses about mentality, fitness. Like Botswana saying there about the tour, bro. The tour's got nothing to do with why the fitness is down, why the players are down tooling again. It's the same crap every year, and it's the same excuses I hear people using. It's literally a lot of this is on the manager. These are your signings. These are the players you're picking. You're the one who wanted to keep Dalot and Wan-Bissaka here. You're the one who hasn't replaced Luke Shaw. Like, that guy got ripped apart today by Kulusevski on that side. And it took you 66 minutes to get Garnacho off to make a change on that side. Why is it taking you that long? And if Martial's on the bench, if you've brought him with you to the game, why are you not playing him as a striker? I don't care if he gets injured after 10 minutes. Stop putting Rashford down the middle, because the guy does nothing. He's here. He's got a big contract, and now he's down tooling as well. And I've seen this with these players. Bruno was embarrassing today. That guy was literally, he just sat there after one Rabona thinking he's all this and that. Did one Rabona flick, had the fan base on, literally on their toes for one Rabona, and did nothing else that game. You should be embarrassed of being the captain, bro. You were sitting there throwing your arms about, got yourself booked, and did nothing. We're blaming other people other than yourself. Bro, it's a mess. And I've seen this coming for a long time.
For this guy, bro. What are you doing? This guy needs some
bro. It's a mess. Everything's a mess. I said last week, who thought it was a good idea leaving Casemiro on his ones when his legs aren't that what it used to be, and having Mount and Bruno pushing up so forward that it leaves our midfield exposed. Even with our defence, but I don't know what's going on with Varane and Leacher, bro, because that don't look like it's working. We're too exposed at the back all the time. And the first maybe 20 minutes looked all right, but then it just collapsed again for me, bro. And I'm surprised we didn't go 2-0 down really quick. Everything's bad at the minute. Anthony, 90 million, bro. Bro, I don't even want to hear about Palestri, bro. I think all these attackers are crap. Every single one of our attackers are crap. Come Sancho, Garnacho's not ready. Rashford down tools if he's not playing on the left. And then you spent 70 odd mil on a guy who's injured, bro. We needed a striker to come in and start straight away. And you gave the go ahead for a guy who's injured, who can't play for a whole month. We didn't need to buy him out. We should have went and bought, if you wanted to buy Hoyland, you should have gone and bought Gonzalo Ramos as well for 60 odd million. Why did you buy him out? The guy doesn't work in his team. It's so unbalanced. Like, I don't get it. And you're going to literally fall on your sword, bro, because these are your players. You've wasted 200 mil.
Whoa. 1 second. Let me ask you 1 second, Pav, yeah? Who do you think brings more to the team then? Eriksen or Mount?
Neither of them, bruv. One's too old and one's just crap.
Who would you play in the midfield then? What's your three in the midfield that we have now? Because if you say we didn't buy Mount, yeah? We shouldn't have bought Mount.
We shouldn't have bought Mount. We shouldn't have bought Mount. We should have bought. We needed two box-to-box midfielders. Today, after what I saw against Wolves, we should have started McTominay in that midfield. We should have had someone with a bit of physicality in there and kept Bruno in the number 10 role. And obviously had whatever. I would have played Sancho. I wouldn't have played Garnacho. He got bullied today by Pedro Porro. Like, Mount should have been benched. I don't know what it is. I don't want this whole thing to be where, like, we used to say, Ollie has his favourites, won't drop this player, won't drop that player. I feel like Ten Hag's doing the same. And there's certain players here, like, we've signed, and I feel like we're going to be stuck with them for the next 5 years again, like we have with other players from different managers. It's happening again. And this manager's, like, literally wasted 200 mil. In my opinion, he's already wasted 200 mil with some of these transfers. I don't, bro. I'll be honest. He's had 2 strikes now. He's had 2 strikes. First strike, bro. That's it. I'm done with the guy.
Wait. Hold on. Pav. Whoa. I've got to ask you this then, bro. Where do you sit on Ten Hag right now? Because you know what, me and you had these conversations before when KG had us on the morning show. Where do you sit with Ten Hag right now? Are you really losing faith that quickly?
Cool, bro, come on, man. It's his second season in. I expect better. We're doing what we did at the start of last season. First season, fine. If you're doing that, you're a new manager, it's fine. But when you come into a second season, you're getting tactically outclassed by 2 new managers. You're being embarrassed on the pitch, right? There's something not right. Either fix up or the fan base is going to turn against you. It ain't going to take that long, bro. I wanted this guy way before Ollie even got sacked. But you're not doing any favors, like, with me. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do? Keep like backing you blindly and letting go of the mistakes that you're making? It doesn't work like that. This is Man United, bro. We're not a small club.
Well, what would you have him do then?
People want to compare us to Real Madrid.
Yeah. I want to ask you, what would you have Ten Hag do then in the next game? Like, do you think, like, you know, tactically, what should he do?
That's me.
Huh?
Yeah, what was that? What did you say? What do you want? What he should do next game, bro? We got Forest at home next game, bro. Yeah. Like, I believe he's going to end up going with the same team because he thinks that we're at home. I don't see him changing it. I'll be shocked if he takes him out of the team. I literally think he's going to go out there with the same team, other than maybe Garnacho. But then, like I said, I'm not going to be shocked if it's the same team again. Yeah. Like, literally, we haven't got the players on the bench to make these changes. Like, people keep saying Palestri. Bro, Palestri's crap as well. This guy ain't going to do nothing. He comes on for a little bit against a team who are tired a little bit and acts like he's good. He's not. He's a crap player.
Really?
He's a crap player, bro.
Like, what's crap about Palestri?
Stop. No, wait, Pav. I'm sorry, bro. You've been on for a while now. Please say your final point. We've got to move on to the next caller before we take up too much time.
Final point, bro. Like, Ten Hag, you need to fix up, bro. There's literally no excuses. Like, if you don't fix up, bro, I'm telling you now, this fan base is going to turn against you. They will turn against you. Just because you won a Carabao Cup, don't mean you're going to be here forever, bro.
Big up to you, Pav. Lots of big points.
Boy, look at that, boy. Listen to that. Oh my God, Pappy. People are turning Ten Hag already. Could you imagine?
He was spitting. He was saying some real facts there. Like, you know, Pav However, you know, Ten Hag needs to read the room and be able to like change things up. You know, if we set up the same way versus Forest, what is he going to do versus Arsenal and Brighton? It's crazy. Anyway, let's.
I'm going to be real with you. Let me ask you one more question, and we'll probably bring another call in. Then you know what?
Yeah.
How much time do you think we should give Ten Hag? You, me, we're both Man United fans. Let me ask you this: how much time are you giving Ten Hag? Because like I said, this is the second season. You know, this is the second season. So how much time do we give a man in the second season?
Seven match days.
What do you want to see though from those 7 match days?
I want to see an attacking pattern. I want to see a style of play. I still don't know. You know, with Man City, you could see them trying something, and then it finally started working. But you know what I mean? When are we gonna have our own identity? You know what I mean, fam? I want to see us being able to boss other teams and control the midfield. Why are we always the underdog? Nah, man.
You know what?
Spurs has been playing fossil football, yo.
We're counter-attack FC, fam. That's what we've been labelled that. That's what we've been doing. I don't know how Ten Hag's going to change. It needs to change, bro. It needs to change. But anyway, I'm bringing the next caller. Mark. Yo, how you doing?
Yo, what's happening, guys?
Big up, Mark.
What's good, happening, fam? Guys?
Yeah, how's the stream been going, bro? Have we been holding it down okay? That's what.
Nah, you're doing good. You're doing good work, man.
Hey.
No, so what I wanted to say, you see, from my perspective, really, there's one thing deep about this whole football club at the moment, and it's the lack of decisiveness. Right, we've embarrassed ourselves with how we've handled the situation with Mason Greenwood. We needed to act much sooner. We've embarrassed ourselves with how we've acted towards the transfer market, where if you think about it, we bought Mason Mount, and it's not his fault, you know, because we bought Mason Mount for £55 million. Chelsea went and bought Romeo Lavia for £58 million. Why didn't we buy Lavia? Why did we buy Mason Mount? We don't need Bruno Fernandez and Mason Mount. They can't play together in the same team. They seemingly can't do it. And then if you think about it, we've done this pre-season and we played so many games in pre-season, and we played poorly. And we hardly ever really played our first team. We were playing a lot of kids. And then we had people like Zidane Iqbal and all these other people that was floating around, Kobe Mainu and stuff, these young players. But how many of them are starting for us right now? You know, so we can't even really see what the results of the preseason actually was. We can't really see that. So we just got no real direction. And moving forward, you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, we're going to do the same thing we did again last year, where we're going to start panic buying now, because we've got like about a week and a half, 2 weeks now until the transfer window kind of closes. You know, we're going to now start rushing around for midfielders. You know what I mean? You know, looking in B&M and on eBay, if they got any cut price midfielders around, it's just ridiculous. So it's like, it's a lack of planning. You know, ideally, we would have sorted. The thing is, ideally, we would have sorted. Let me ask you one question,
Mark. One second. Mark, let me ask you one question, bro. Yeah. You said that we shouldn't have bought Mount, right? So you wouldn't play him in the midfield next to. You said that him and Bruno can't play in the same team together, but. Did you see Bruno play today? Did you see how rubbish he became towards the end of the game?
Absolutely, but again, he's our captain, so we've got to build around Bruno, and whether we like it or not, that's it.
But you say that, right? But building around someone who's not doing his job, don't you think that we should then be able to take someone off and put him on? At the end of the day, Gundogan doesn't always play. He never used to always play for Man City. You know, people can come in, come out, but anybody that came on could always replace him and do a good job. If someone's not doing a good job, he should always have someone to back that up. Don't you think?
You're absolutely right.
That's what he's saying. I feel like he was saying like Mount should come in as a sub for Bruno. They shouldn't be on the same starting lineup.
He said we shouldn't have bought him.
Yeah, we should have bought him, but especially now that we have him, what I'm saying is, especially now that we have him, you've got to see it that Bruno and Mount kind of should fight for one spot almost kind of thing. Like, because if you look at it, we can't play with Casemiro as a single pivot. Never in his career has he ever played as a single pivot in a midfield. Even when he was playing in that Real Madrid side, it was him it was Toni Kroos, and it was Modric, and they were a trio, and they were a cohesive 3-man midfield. What we have is a disjointed midfield where Casemiro, he literally looks so lost sometimes when he's picking up the ball, and he doesn't have options. So what I'm saying with Bruno Fernandez, he's our captain, and that's what we've started with, yeah? So we have to build around Bruno Fernandez in his preferred position, not on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side, in the number 10 role. And then we have to play with some form of centre forward. Bruno Fernandez is better when he feeds a centre forward. When he feeds a centre forward, you've seen the numbers that he puts up, right? Goals and assists. He does his thing, right? But we have to play with 2 sitting midfielders. There's no 2 ways about it. If Ten Hag continues to play with this one midfielder, we're going to keep getting overrun in midfield. So this is why I say that we need some decisiveness now from the manager. We've seen what's happened of the past in previous years. We just need to act decisively. Shut down this whole Mason Greenwood thing. Whichever way it goes, I don't care. Let's just move on. Let's just make a decision and move on. You know, whatever it is, we need to just shut it down, and then we need to decide what our first 11 is, decide how we're going to play, and just move forward. Because honestly, if he doesn't do it, my fear is that he's going to go down the way that other great managers have gone down in this club, and I don't want him to do that. I want him to be able to do it, but he needs to make decisions fast. Otherwise, we're in big trouble.
Yo. Big up, brother. Big up. Yes, sir.
Excellent take, my friend. You know what? People are cooking tonight. Listen, everybody's coming spitting facts tonight, and I can't disagree with you, bro. 100%. You know what? Look, we don't want to be in the same position as we were in last season. We want to be doing better, and let's face it, we don't want to stay the same either. If we can't do any better than we did last season, and it feels like everybody around us has gotten a whole lot better. It feels like everybody around us has gotten better, and we ain't doing nothing. Like you said, if we're buying players that are not fitting into our system, then what's the point buying them? You know what? Very good point made, Mark. Sorry, you know what? Do you have anything else to say before I move on to the next person?
No, I just want to say, listen, everything I've said doesn't relate to Onana. He was brilliant today. And I think that's the one bright light today was Onana, and I think he's going to be a great addition to us. Genuinely one of our only players that I'd say can hold his head high for his performance today. So big up, bros. Anyway, man, thanks for having me on.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Let KG gave us the keys. Make sure that we return it with more fuel. You know what I'm saying?
We got some more fuel. At least half filled up.
Exactly.
I don't know what the likes are like, and I don't have to check that right now. Yeah, I'm not that advanced.
No, but yes.
But you know what? Please get the likes up, okay? All right.
Yeah.
Next person. Who we're gonna go to? Let's see. You know what? I've been waiting to hear this guy's opinion on a few things. People, sorry for anybody who came in first, but I'm gonna go to the next guy right now. I want to hear his opinion on a few things. It's Mr. Boy.
Hey,
what's up,
bro? Yo, you know, let me give you some. Can I? No, I don't even know if I can make you big. Can I make you big? Nah, it ain't gonna work, brother. Never mind. Yeah, let's go.
How's it going, guys? First of all, amazing job with the hosting. It's really good. I think it's really, really good. So well done.
Yes,
I agree totally with everything Pav said, and the last guy, I didn't know his name again, but I totally agree with everything he said. I'm just gonna add a bit more. I think the first thing that's very important is that Ten Hag needs a director of football. He definitely needs one. And the reason I'm saying this is I think we came from such a poverty place with Ollie that we're just happy to hand him the keys. Some of his signings have been crap, and he needs someone to actually check him. For instance, a decent DOF would never have sanctioned Anthony, especially at that price. A decent DOF would never have sanctioned the Mason Mount deal because, we aren't stupid, but we aren't football men or whatever. But we could even tell, from the start, that it was a crap signing. It never made any sense. And the worst thing about the signing is, just think about. I think what we're suffering from now is the the chain reaction effect. So, Casemiro looked fine last season. Now he looks crap. Bruno, you know what Bruno can be like. Now he looks crap. Luke Shaw was good. Now he looks crap. So Everything stems from one guy. So you think about this. A decent deal, if we think, all right, you want to play with two eights. If you're going to play with two eights,
Yeah.
then you need a DM who is actually a metronome on the ball. You
Yes.
think, I keep going back to Michael Carrick. Carrick
Yes.
is the gold standard for that sort of thing. Let's never forget, Michael Carrick played in a 4-4-2 with a 38-year-old Ryan Giggs, and he won the league. He won the league because Michael Carrick could pass, he could slow the game down, he could do the thing where he's outnumbered, but he knows where to stand to. Carrick got like a massive interception, that sort of thing. That is not Casemiro. He's not the same guy. And on the market right now, the only guy I can think of apart from Amrabat maybe is Goretzka. I didn't fancy Goretzka anyway. But we don't have many options. But these are the sort of thoughts you're meant to have before you make these sort of decisions. Now, I was at the game, the Real Madrid game.
Yes.
That game to me was very important because that game was supposed to tell us how we'll play in the Champions League in the very biggest games. He starts Bruno on the right. Why would you sacrifice your best player? You play him on the right. You bought Mason Mount to play in the midfield, but you play Kobe Mainoo in the midfield, and you put Mason Mount in the 10. It does look to me like sometimes he flirts around with formations. He tries this today, he tries that today, and it goes back to the original idea. What is the original idea? What is the plan? Why did you buy Mason Mount? Because now we're gonna have that same Anthony issue with Mason Mount, where we have to keep playing him because now the problem for Ten Hag is that if he doesn't work out, because I can almost guarantee you that the absurdity of that signing must have meant that he had to convince people upstairs to make that signing. And now he's going to play him until he makes it work. Now, to me, the only solution, you find an Amrabat and you play Mason Mount on the right. Mason Mount can cross.
Right.
Our right wing doesn't need speed. Anthony doesn't have speed anyway. You put someone on the right who can actually just whip in across. And hopefully when Højlund is there, it will make sense. Because playing him in the middle, sorry?
Bun. Hold on. I've said 11 memberships have been gifted, Joe. We have to appreciate and say big up to whoever did that.
Who did that? Please tell me who did that. People will give him a special mention.
Yes.
Who did that? I'll do it. Who do it?
Big up to them. Big up to who did that. Yo, yes. Is it hip hop?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bond, we're doing a good job too then.
Yes. Bond, I didn't want to stop your flow. You were on Amrabat. What if Amrabat doesn't work out, Bond? What if Amrabat is not the, what?
Oh, wait. It's Pav. Yeah. Big up to Pav. Pav gifted then, fam. What? Boy.
Big up, Pav.
Big up, Pav. For real.
Now, listen, the issue we have now, I've talked about the forwards. So Mount is affecting Bruno the wrong way. He's affecting Casemiro the wrong way. Now that Casemiro looks crap, it's making Varane and Martinez to be super exposed. So now the thing we hate the most at United, which is when a striker just literally runs at people. Cunha did it on Monday. Maddison did it today. Bissouma did it today. They pick up the ball and just start driving in. And that's what happens when you don't have DMs. So that's how it's affecting them. Now, because Mount is playing, we have to do this inverted fullback crap where Luke Shaw, who is meant to be our marauding wingback, has to come and play in the middle, which means that Garnacho and Rashford, when they play on the left, they have no one overlapping. So what happens is that if you double up on them, they take the ball off them. So one man has found a way to disrupt the chemistry around the whole team. The solution is simple. Just cut up the problem, cut up the gangrenous leg, put Mount somewhere else on the pitch where his ill influence won't be felt that much, and find somebody else. Some people don't like this idea, but I think Gravenberch, if you don't want to get Amrabat, you need a person who can properly play the 8th position. That is, play in a defensive manner and play in an offensive manner properly. And Gravenberch is that guy. So if it's not Amrabat, it's him. If it's not him, it's Goretzka. It's just not Mount. It's not working out. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I have a feeling that United, knowing what the club we are, we're going to go on a run very soon. We'll beat 10 teams in a row. And then we get to the Etihad and they give us 8 again. We get to Anfield, we get 9. That's exactly what will happen because
Jesus
because
is Lord.
because
Don't make
we
me,
have
hey, Mr. Bond. No, Mr. Bond. Don't make me
no,
have to
listen,
do it. You
listen,
know, don't make
listen,
me have to kick you out.
listen,
But
listen,
don't
bro,
say
listen,
things like that.
listen,
Man.
bro,
I've been
listen,
waiting for
listen,
someone to sin bin,
listen.
fam. Like, what
I
are you doing,
love,
man?
bro, listen. I absolutely love Ten Hag. I just like Pav. I wanted him before we even got Oli. But the
Yeah.
issue with Ten Hag is his one of his biggest assets is his self belief and his stubbornness. But that's also one of his biggest flaws. Last year, I remember coming on and collecting the sim bin when we lost our first few games on the road, and I told KG what was going on, and he refused to hear it. And
Mm-hmm.
Ten Hag kept going to these away games. How do you go to Tottenham and
Yeah.
you play one guy in the pivot? Why would you do that when you have McTominay on the bench? And I'm telling you, we'll go on a 10-game run. Everything will look good, and he'll think, "Yeah, I'm going to try again." And we'll go there again and we'll collect 5. This is the problem. Unless we fix the personnel, that problem is going to stay there. That's what I have to say, bro.
Bro,
Big
you're
up, boy.
lucky because
Big
you know
up.
what? Look. You're lucky.
Mark,
You're lucky. You're lucky. I could have done it.
survived the sin bin.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Mr. Bond, that was an excellent call, bro. Love always. Love seeing you.
No, Bond is right though, Joe. Like I was just looking at these stats real quick about our record versus top 9 teams. Let me read it real quick. 4-0 versus Brentford, 6-3 City, 3-1 Villa, 3-2 Arsenal, 7-0 Liverpool. Obviously, we remember that. 2-0 Newcastle, 2-2 Spurs, 1-0 Brighton, 2-0 Spurs. It's just like, bro, when is it gonna stop, Ten Hag?
Bro, it's the same kind of thing that it's Oli. And when people do compare him to Oli, yeah, you kind of have to go. You do have to take a side eye and say it's going to change. And we're saying trust the process. Yeah, press the button.
Yeah.
Press the button. Yeah, because we're saying.
Y'all said, trust the process. My thought was, what's the process?
For
This is
real.
the problem, bro. Yeah, like honestly, we it's starting to become a thing of like, how long are we gonna trust? And I don't want to be the person to say that because I love Ten Hag and I want my man to do well, but it's true, innit? Yeah, we can't keep seeing the same things of last season. But I'm gonna keep the faith. I keep the faith. I'm gonna give the manager a longer time than 7 games. Like a lot of people
How
say
many
they're
games?
gonna start. Yeah, me. He's got to listen. For me. You've got to give him to the end of the season. I think you have to give him to the end of the season to see. You've got to give him. Listen, I can't say that I'm gonna keep that same thought halfway through the season. Please look, this YouTube journey is just new for me. So if you want to click me. Yeah, but I'm telling you this right now. I would give him to the end of the season. Yeah, just to see what his team can produce. Make sure that you give him what he wants, innit? Yeah, because he's asking for things, and we're saying trust the manager. And some of his signings have worked out, but you have to remember as well, not every one of Fergie's signings worked out as well. Maybe he's seen something in these players that he thought could happen when he brings it to the team. It's not actually happening. But you know what? I can't put speculation into it. Let me move on to the next caller because some people have been waiting in there a while. Charles, how you doing, bro?
Yo, not good. Today is not a good day. He's giving me headaches, bro. He's giving me headaches.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It isn't what it is. This is not what it is, bro. This cannot be what it is, fam. 1 whole year. You looked at the lineup today. There are only 2 new players in that team. Mason Mount and Onana.
Yeah.
That same team played the whole of last season. There is no improvement. If anything, they became worse. You look at preseason. What a waste of a preseason.
Was this worse than the Wolves perform? Like our first half? Did you see any improvement compared to the Wolves game or no?
Of course, there was an improvement. We didn't just get run through for like 90 minutes, but still, it's more of last season. One good half, the next half shit. We couldn't touch Tottenham for like 20 minutes. It's Tottenham. Why are we like it's Tottenham? I don't get
And
this.
it is unacceptable.
It's a new Tottenham. It's a new Tottenham, though, bro.
Bro,
It's a new
Tottenham
Tottenham.
is
It's the
Tottenham. There's a
popular
new
Tottenham.
Tottenham every year. It's Tottenham without Harry Kane. It's bro, Tottenham without Harry Kane. That's not even Tottenham anymore. That's just I don't even know what that is. And they still beat us. Why? Preseason we are playing Dangor, Joe Hugo. Why? Like, where are those man them now?
Yeah.
All the young players, like, do you know what's actually funny? The youngsters were better than our first team.
In preseason,
the youngsters were better than our first team.
Mm-hmm.
Why? We all saw it. If I ask you, okay, who were the best players in preseason? I don't think anybody from the team that played today comes to mind. Go ahead, think. The lineup that came today, not a single person in that lineup comes to mind. But these guys are playing.
To be fair, when you think about the standout players from the tour, Maino was the first person that comes to your mind.
Yeah. Sancho.
To my mind anyway. Yeah, Maino, Sancho stood out as well. And Palestri did his thing during preseason. Yeah, none of the first team really said anything, to be fair. You're right.
But they are starting. What did Garnacho do that warrants him starting 2 games? What has Anthony done to warrant 100 million? Why did we buy Mount? The thing is, all of us here, we come to the same conclusions, but the manager doesn't. I don't know how. When preseason ended, all of us knew this first team isn't going to win us the first 5 games. We all knew it. We all knew this is sticky. They played so poorly. We all knew, bro, this is sticky. You started hearing people saying, trust me, they'll be all right. Bro, this is why you don't trust people. What is this?
Boy. Listen.
What is this?
Well, okay,
none of them, bro, it's like you look at the team, none of them complement each other in any way. None. The front line, tell me why Rashford is playing ST. Everyone and their dog knows Rashford at ST is pointless.
No, it was night and day. The difference between Rashford and Martial when they receive the ball. Not
even receiving the ball, the positions he picks up, the way he plays the position, everything is off.
Yes.
But Rashford is one of our best players. We play him at ST. Bruno, everyone says is our best player. I don't want to get into that one. He is a midfielder. Why are we playing him on the right? We have wingers. We have Palestri. If we have too many wingers, bro. But we're playing midfielders on the right.
That is a bloody joke.
Honestly, it don't make no sense.
Where did he come? He's not allowed on this channel, fam. He's not allowed on this channel. Don't play them voices. He's not allowed on this channel. Yeah, I know who that was.
Bro,
hey, listen.
It's crazy.
No, honestly, no, Charles, you're talking real talk. You know what? Only one thing I would say with you that I don't agree with, that I do think there's some relationships building on the pitch, Like I said, I did like some of the wing play that was going on today. The overlapping, people are seeing when to overlap. They're knowing when to run in. We saw a lot of chances created, just nobody put nothing away. Remember, we had 14 to their 7 in the first half, and we just didn't score nothing. We scored nothing.
Yeah. What's the difference between this match and like any other match last season? 14 chances, we should have scored, we could have scored, through on goal, one-on-ones. We have forwards that can't finish their dinner, bro.
I think the difference this season is that we have more chances and more possession than we did last season. Well, maybe not this match, but last match we had more possession. But we're definitely creating more chances than we did last season, I think.
For who, though? We went into the transfer window, we need a striker. Last season, January, we need a striker.
Yeah.
Last season, the season started, Martial got injured, Ronaldo did the madness, we need a striker. We started this season with Rashford at ST. Our number one priority was a striker. We started with Rashford at ST. We got a 19-year-old with 9 goals that can't even play.
Yeah.
What for 70 odd million though?
I mean, the thing is, obviously, like Ten Hag, Rashford is just a makeshift striker for now. I think like in the ideal situation, we
have Sancho. Hell, we have Hugo in the academy. You want to give him minutes preseason? Bring that brother out.
True.
We have Martial. You said play him till he breaks, bro. Even when he's broken at this point, play him, because Rashford is giving me the exact same thing he would give.
Yeah.
Put Rashford on the left. Let him just run at defenders. Like, just leave him. Put Pelestri on the right, because, in fact, I'm tired of Anthony, bro. I'm tired. Like, people say don't let the money cloud your judgment, bro. It's 100 million, dude. 100. This isn't like this is 100.
But hold on, Charles. One second, Charles. I had to mute you there just quickly. Yeah, I can't miss super chats because obviously there's new. I'm just holding the keys for one day. So Troy Superstar says he needs to call in. And I warned you and KG last season. You did warn me, but I'm still having the faith, bro. And please call in. I've been waiting to hear from you long time. Come on, Troy, call in. I dropped the link again. Sorry, Charles, for having to mute you there, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. I want to hear from Troy too. Like, he's been saying a lot of weird stuff this season. I don't know. Like,
reckless.
Yeah.
Like, Troy takes reckless to a whole different side.
Hey, this is where he belongs, fam. It's part of the reckless delegation. But listen, Charles, do you have anything left to say?
I wish us luck in our next game.
Oh,
that's
right. Thank you, bro. Big cool. Drop a bomb for him, bro. Drop a bomb for him. Thank you very much, Charles, man.
Big up, Charles. Yeah, no.
Right, who's next? All right, we ain't got much time left. We've already gone past the hour mark, which I'm quite surprised about. Yeah, me. Yes, let's do this. You know what? I'm not going to stay too much longer. I know KG likes to cut it off at the hour, even though he never usually cuts it off at the hour. So I'm going to take a couple more people's calls. Let's see who we're going to go to. Hey, Pops, can you see? Hey, Pappy, can you see the people that are in here, yeah?
No, I actually can't. So you go ahead and yeah.
I'm just going to dip.
Yeah, maybe we can take
how much callers should we take?
Two more,
yeah?
And then,
right.
Yeah.
Right, they got to be special. All right, let's go. You know, I'm just going to go in order for this one. Let's go with Tyreek Miller. Sorry. Did I say your first name? Sorry. I can't spell. My fault. Yeah, bro. Tell me your five things deep, or make your points that you want to say, bro. Talk to me.
All right. First thing that I have to say is this club's a disgrace at this point, I think. And I'm talking about the Mason Greenwood situation. You know what I mean?
We're going there. Hold on a minute. He's putting on something else. He's talking about Mason Greenwood. So, okay. So you don't want to talk about today's match. You want to talk about Mason Greenwood, yeah?
Nah, I do want to talk about the match, but this is really, it's just vexed me the past day or so. Yeah, nah. I won't get too deep. But it's like, it's just the decision making of the club in it. It's like, if you want to bring Mason Greenwood back, then you do, like, there's been like a year and a bit investigation in it, or is it coming up to 2 years? And apparently now they're trying to bring him in. If that's what he feels like is best for the victim, and the staff around and all of that are going to they're going to welcome him back, then okay. You know what I mean? But, like, that investigation has to be thorough, and, like, it makes sense for them to do that. But now,
the investigation, though, we're not going to be able to. I don't think they're ever going to release what the investigation was, because I said it as well, right? I think the investigation was just going around asking people questions. That's all they did. They just went around and said, "We're going to ask the women team what they think." 1 second, hold on,
guys. I don't want to talk about Mason Greenwood. Right now, let's talk about the game.
You know what?
Let me finish.
You know what? Yeah, you know what?
Let me finish off it though. Let me finish it.
You should get a
Okay,
Cindy.
no, last thing though, but say it real quick and then we got to move on. Yeah, because don't make me have to send
Alright. So it's like
go on. Last thing, bro.
It's like if that's their decision to bring him back, then they should, because of a year's time of making that decision, they should be sound in that reasoning. Now it's come out in the paper that because of what's come out a year later, what's come out just yesterday, they're gonna change their mind now. That don't make sense to me, bro. You get me? If you've done a year's investigation, then that should be a solid decision, bro. You get me? You get what I'm saying?
All right, you know what?
No, but we get you, fam. But like, I think today is just not the day,
Khalid. Hey, listen,
we're gonna have a whole week of that guy next week.
Talik, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, because you know what, bro? We was already in a bad mood, yeah. Don't bring it down even more right now. Bro.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna bring you back in a little bit, maybe, yeah. So you can stay there if you want to, but I'm gonna move on to someone else because we need to bring the energy back up, okay? Just a little bit because we was already low, bro. We was already low. All right.
Joe, you had too much mercy.
Yes. Blessings, guys. How you doing?
What are you saying, bro?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad.
What's going on?
Listen, man. Hey, tough game.
CM, you just gotta go for it because Joe's Wi-Fi sometimes it's like Anthony right now. so he just gotta go.
Hear what, right?
Bring it up.
Definitely in the end of the day, when it comes to the game, you can say there's overreaction. There's a lot of disappointment because we look at this team. You win a trophy and you may say it was a false sense of security in the end of the day. The fact that we won a trophy, the fact that we finished in the top 4 and we're back in the Champions League. But when you look at this squad, the way we've assessed this team in the last 2 years, there are so many deficiencies. And the biggest thing we spoke about last year was in the middle of the park. How are we going to transform ourselves into a team that is able to go toe-to-toe or at least close enough with the likes of, your cities, you can say Chelsea nowadays, your Liverpool's, teams that are able to control the tempo of games, slow it down, speed it up. And whenever I've seen the profile of our players, we only play at one speed, and we're best when it's fast, attacking football, counter-attacking, transitional football. And we heard Erik ten Hag speak about wanting to focus on the transition game going into the season. But I always looked at that and felt concerned because we need to have different facets of how we can exploit and attack different teams. For example, Wolves, we struggled against them and they attacked us. They exploited our midfield weaknesses. But at the same time, when they wanted to sit back and defend, how are we going to break them down? Because we can't rely upon transition attacks to break down teams that are going to sit back. So we're going to have to have have guys like Anthony, Marcus Rashford, technically good enough to break down defenses. And even today, I'm looking at this Spurs game, right? And talking about creating chances, when we get into areas, whether it's on the wing, so Garnacho down that left side, there were a lot of opportunities to create chances, to ask questions of that Spurs defense. And whenever it got to a Garnacho, for example, or an overlapping Luke Shaw, we didn't make the right decision. And that's another issue. How are you going to create chances? How are you going to score goals if you don't make or continuously don't make the right decisions? And that's not just Garnacho. That's Marcus Rashford, a guy who has scored 30 goals for us last season, but in my opinion, still has a long way to go in terms of being that player who's smart enough to make the right choices, to not be selfish in certain scenarios and play to the team, to the best, I'll say make the right pass more so than make the right decision for yourself. And
CM Mourinho said Rashford, like, he's pretty much reached his ceiling in terms of the middle. Like, he can never play that position, and like, you know, he should be. Yeah. We should just focus on him as winger. And I loved what you said about Brighton. It's like, I mean, about Wolves, because look at how Brighton played Wolves. They you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, if we can't carve a team out like that. Well, top 4 is in the mud. Even it's one of those things. We'll be lucky to get it.
And you know, look, we can look at it now, right? Because going back to last season, it was catastrophic. So we can look at it now and say, man, this could be a very long season, and it may well be. But again, I'm just concerned with our transfer window. Yes, we have brought players in, but I'm looking at the middle of the park. And I don't know if I can continue watching a Manchester United team who are continuously week in, week out, and it doesn't matter what team it is. It could be a bottom half team. It could be a top half team, top 6, whatever you want to say. Anybody can exploit that midfield of Manchester United. And to be fair, we've been sussed out. Because you look at the players that we have, Casemiro, in the first 2 games of the season, has been absolutely exploited, left alone in that midfield, expected to protect and control the defensive side of things, and he hasn't been able to do that. So then we ask the questions, well, Mason Mount comes in, he's able to add energy into the team, but how much is he going to offer us, all to the point where is he going to transform that midfield? No, he's not. And then we have Bruno Fernandez. A lot of people, it's kind of he's a weird player. Some people love him, some people don't. And I understand both sides of the story, because when you look at Bruno Fernandez today, he's a captain for us. And trust me, I'm a big fan of Bruno. But at times, especially when things go wrong, you look at some of your leaders and you question, are these the guys that you want to go to war with? And I don't see anybody, or I don't see a lot of people in that team that I'll look at and say, if I was a teammate of yours and we were deep in trouble, would I be willing to go into war with you so then you could reach out your hand and I'll reach out my hand and you could carry us out of that 6-foot ditch? A lot of those guys will push us further in the mess. And this is why I love seeing adversity, because that is the biggest indicator of who you are and what you could become. And for me, every single time we've been faced with adversity, and once again, this is not focusing on just one player. This is players that have maybe left recently this summer. These are players that still exist within this team. Whenever they have been faced with adversity, for whatever reason, they fail to lift each other up. And that is the sign of a team that for now is going to fail, and in the future are going to continue to fail, because they just don't have the personnel, they don't have the mentality to be able to grow and to be able to accept that they need to improve, not just as individuals, but as a group, as a collective.
Hey, Pastor, hey, listen, this is why I had to put this comment up, bro. Pass around the offering bowl. This guy's preaching. Jesus. Preaching. Yes. You know you could be a pastor, fam. Do you know how you spoke to me? My eyes was like this.
Joe, even GB is like, been the caller for saying too many facts. He's dropping too many facts.
Too many facts, bro. Facts.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, bro, you got a final thought?
Yeah. Oh, final thought. On a positive note, it's early on. Yeah. We've got 3 points to work with. I just hope over time Erik ten Hag can kind of realize the error of his ways and move forward, because I think a lot of us were expecting to see a difference in the way we play, especially with the hyped up signing of Andre Onana, who, had a lot of nice plays in terms of passes from the back. I was really impressed with the way he played, but we still have a long way to go. And, it's a funny saying, trust the process. and we may well have to trust the process, because if you look beyond Eric Ten Hag, we have nothing left. We've tried it all. We have nothing left.
It's true.
So,
There's nobody else left to try.
One thing I'll say is, people, you may be tired of it, but we have to ask the question of what's going on with this sell process, because the Glazers are taking the mickey with the football club now, and they're showing a massive disregard for caring about what happens on the pitch. And in the end of the day, that's the biggest thing. When you employ people in the board, you employ the best in class at Manchester United to make sure that everything that's happening, from the manager to the players being recruited, are the right decisions. And for far too long now, the wrong decisions have been made.
True.
CM.
There we go. I CM, big up, bud. Lovely having you. And give him some cheers as well, bud. Cheers. Everything, taps, everything. Man, I get everything. Very good. You need to either be teaching something at uni, or you should be standing up somewhere preaching and make everybody look at you when you talk, because your voice just makes people listen. That was a very, very educated take. Listen, big up to you, CM. Let's get to the next one. Hey, people, this is the last call of the day. So anybody chilling in the back, Sam, Talik, I'm going to let KG deal with you when he comes back here. He's going to have to deal with you when he comes back. When he watches this back, if he wants you back on, he can bring you back on, all right? So the last guy is going to be, guys, I feel like I've done an amazing stream today, because you never believe who pulled up. Jesus, drop a bomb, boy.
Is that Troy? Who that?
This is Troy, superstar. Hey, yo, Troy, what are you saying? I've got an exclusive today, people. An exclusive. Troy, are you there?
Yeah. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Troy, I can hear you now.
I can hear you.
Guys,
you know what?
I want to say something to you now, right? I love the energy. You guys are doing. Whoa! What's happened? What's happened to my screen?
It's you. That's you. I was just making you big.
Sorry. No,
making you big.
No. It's fine. I don't have a camera on.
I say you got no camera. No, I was just trying to be nice. It's Troy, but you got nothing there.
I love the energy. I love the energy. You guys have been incredible. Guys, listen to this, right?
Yes.
Listen, let's be logical here, because I like first principles. I like to be reasonable, right? I like to be logical in the way I, you kind of put things across to people. What's the purpose? Why are we here? We're here because we support Manchester United, right? We want Manchester United to win the Premier League, to win the Champions League, to be the best team in the world, right?
Yes.
Okay, guys, that's the direction of travel right there. Okay. So we talk about Ten Hag or anything. It's nothing personal against Ten Hag, okay? We simply have to measure him, right, relative to our direction of travel. Is that, can this man take us where we want to go?
The promised land or not?
Let me tell you this, yeah?
So do you think you've seen enough of him already, Troy, to say that he's not the man? Is that what you're saying?
No. Not only is he not the man, he's not the man by some long distance, okay? So when I'm saying it's close, so it's approximate. Oh, you know what I say? There's a list of people, and Ten Hag's on. He's not on the list. He's not on the list. Listen to this, right? Okay, look. Last season, right? So we lost to Brighton. I was like, okay, he's new, he's learning. We lost to Brentford. I said, nah, it's okay. It's gonna come around. We played Liverpool. There was patterns of play that were exciting. We thought, okay, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, when it became clear to me that he can't win the league, he can't handle the Premier League. We went to Chelsea. We went away to Chelsea. We dominated Chelsea in the first 30 minutes. You know what Graham Porter did? He stopped the game, made it 20 substitute in 25 minutes. He brought in Kovacic. I watched Ten Hag playing at Arsenal, playing no subs, just sitting there like an idiot.
No, but Troy, like Pep today didn't make subs to his team. I know they were winning.
You cannot compare Pep to this guy. Come on. Listen. I watched the Man City game, right? And I was thinking, what am I watching? This guy has to go. He's incompetent. He doesn't know how to manage at this level. We went to Liverpool. I watched the same thing happen. I was thinking, you're sitting on the bench, right? Listen, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What are you doing today? What was he doing? He brings on players 10, 15 minutes before the end of the game. Listen, he has spent £400 million. Hello. £400 million. I'm angry about that. I'm angry about that.
I must say, hello.
What we saw today, gentlemen, now I need your opinion. Answer this. Did we see a £400 million investment today? Tell me that.
Troy, I think it's match day 2, Troy. Like of course.
You broke my internet, Troy. Troy, you're breaking my internet.
Oh no.
Guys, I won't keep you too long. Listen, what's clear to me is that
I think you put my internet. No.
I tell you what I did last season. Listen, let me tell you this, right? Let me tell you what I did last season, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Last season, I had because I'm not a football expert per se in terms of judging games and judging managers. I had 2 people who did an assessment for us over 10 games, right? And then we had reports, and we read those reports, and they weren't too far off. You know what we did? What's even worse? We called some journalists in Holland, right, where Ten Hag's from, right? And they said, no, he's a good manager, but he's very static. He's set in his ways. And I said, I know. The Premier League know that. He's not dynamic enough to manage in the Premier League. Premier League is about changing your play. You can't you know what he says? Let me tell you what's interesting. Ten Hag is a coward. He talks about the players must be brave, right? Did you see what he did at Arsenal when we last season at Arsenal? He puts on, I think, I'm like, wait a minute. You're asking players to be brave. Make a brave substitution. Arsenal are after us. Put on a striker. Put on somebody to attack them. He cowers all the time. Listen, the last game before the World Cup, right? We were at Fulham, right?
Fulham, yeah. Garnacho rescued us, yeah.
The Garnacho goal. Watch that match again. I watched it 3 times. Pure luck.
I repeat, this is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
You know what? I can't say I wouldn't say he's a coward though. No, whoa. I wouldn't say he's a coward though. I would say last season it was a matter of getting to know these players better. Seeing who we could trust. The last season you started Maguire in the first 2 games.
No. Hey, you got a guy in no. You've got a guy at Wolves who's been there for 2 weeks. Yeah? What are you talking about? A whole season to know players? You got a guy at Tottenham we played today who's been there for what? A couple of weeks? 6 weeks maybe? What are you talking about? No.
Troy, I think
But what the hell, bro?
What the hell?
No way.
Ah, God, Troy. Oh my God.
When he said coward, I was like,
listen,
you can't say that.
I should have given you the keys. You know what?
No.
I think I'm being too nice to people.
Your Wi-Fi.
But it's Troy, innit? But it's Troy. I need to let Troy talk, innit? Everybody's been waiting for Troy to come on, innit? Yeah.
He's a big.
So Troy needed his time, fam.
Yeah,
I love Troy. That was a great call. Hey, I think we've had some really good calls this evening, though. But really good calls.
Fantastic calls. We should make sure, guys. CM22 has a YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. Also, Joe. Yeah. CM22 Entertainment, right? ENT. I think the link is in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat as well. So
make sure you check it out. CM22 ENT, people.
Yeah,
and don't forget to check out my boy Botswana Pappy, on the Football Power Hour every week, every Friday as well. We got the game show.
You know, we got the happy hour. We always, play a little quiz and we chill and talk football. So make sure you subscribe to Football Power Hour as well as Joe's channel. What is your channel name?
Which is Backhand Entertainment, people. Backhand Entertainment.
I don't
No,
have the
honestly,
sound.
I know I don't got my soundboard ready yet, people. But hey, everything in good time. I tell you what, people, I actually really enjoyed tonight's stream. It was really good. Had a lot of good callers. A lot of people came in and made some interesting points. But I tell you what, people, thanks for joining us. Please go and find my channel as well, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This video has been great having you. You guys are the best. Hold on one second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I gotta do this. Big up to yourself, people. Love.
Drop a bomb, 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 bomb.
Back with a vengeance. KG's back with an entrance. Big up to those in attendance.
Look at this.
Reds come together like Tetris. No rules, this one's reckless. KG, this one's crazy.
You're too lucky this.
None can compare with the KG done. Better take cover when he drops that.
Bomb,
going on reckless, trust it's on. It's that time when he drops that.
Bomb, bomb. I said drop a bomb, Dad.